He took my wife, so I took everything else. My name is Mark Holden, and I'm 45 years old. I own and run Holden Motors, a garage I built with my own 2 hands, brick by greasy brick. That shop, every screw in the wall, every oil stain on the floor, it tells the story of my life. It's not just a workplace. It's a monument to sweat, sacrifice, and staying the course when the world wants you to fold. I started out young, 18, wrenching cars at my uncle's garage. 7 years of learning and saving taught me 2 things. Respect the process, and don't waste time trying to impress people who don't respect effort. When I finally opened my own place, it was just me, a toolbox, and faith that if I gave everything, something would grow. And it did. Over time, that tiny shop expanded. More bays, better equipment, a team I trusted like brothers. Built a name, a reputation. And yes, along the way, love found me. Her name was Elena. I met her at an auto expo. She was still in school, sharp-eyed and ambitious. Something about her just clicked. We stayed in touch, texted across time zones, until eventually she came to visit. After that, she never really left. A few months into our relationship, tragedy struck. Her parents passed in a freak accident. She was shattered. Her life, her education, it all came crashing down. So I did what any man would do for someone he loves. I gave everything I had left to keep her afloat. I paid for her tuition, helped her finish school, and stood by her when everything else in her life fell apart. We got married, built a life. 2 beautiful kids followed. Sienna, now 18 and heading off to college, and Ty, 17, whose drums shake the walls every weekend. My world revolved around them. I was happy, even if the world outside my garage moved faster, glossier, colder. But Elena changed. It was gradual. Late nights turned to missed dinners. The warmth in her eyes faded into distraction. When she got promoted at the law firm, I knew something was off. She had a new boss, Cal Becker. Slick suit, polished smile. Smelled like power and manipulation. I kept quiet for 3 months, watching. Then one night I asked, "Why are you always late?" She blinked, surprised. I rarely pushed. But I couldn't pretend anymore. After a tense, silent pause, she broke. Tears came fast, but the truth came faster. She had been sleeping with Cal, her boss, her alpha male as she called him. When I asked why, her answer was a dagger. "You've stayed the same. Same shop, same shirts. You've been dependable, loyal, but not enough. I need someone who reflects where I'm going." So it wasn't about love. It was about optics. "You want flash, control, dominance," I said. "You want the man who shines at a cocktail party while forgetting how much grit it takes to build something real." "I'm moving forward," she said. "With or without your blessing. And if you fight it, I'll take everything. House, business, even the kids." She didn't know who she was threatening. The next morning I heard her on the phone with Cal. "Mark knows." He confronted me. Cal's voice was smug. "Good. Let's speed this up. Give me the garage's address. I'll bring the paperwork." He showed up that same afternoon, walking into my shop like he owned it. "Mr. Holden," he said with fake politeness. "Let's be adults. You can fight, but our legal team's already on this. Try and we'll drown you in paperwork. Restraining orders. Set seizures. You'll be bled dry." I stared him down. "You think you can scare me? You think that briefcase makes you a man?" Cal grinned. "It's not about being a man. It's about winning. You should have been stronger. More dominant. You left a door open and I walked through it." That's when I snapped. I closed the garage door behind him and gave him a lesson in what real strength looks like. The first punch landed square across his jaw. Teeth cracked, blood sprayed. He stumbled back against my tool bench, dazed. Before he could recover, I lifted him and drove my knee into his ribs. A sickening crunch followed. That was lesson 2. "Lesson 3, I muttered, stomping on his hand. The fingers folded like wet twigs. I dragged him up, whispering, "You want to talk about alphas? Real leaders don't take, they protect. They sacrifice. They build. You're just a parasite in a suit. He tried to breathe. I stepped on his chest. Ribs shattered. When I finally pulled away, he was coughing blood, barely able to move. I knelt beside him. You've got two choices. You go to the cops, maybe I do time. Maybe not. But if I do, I'll walk out smarter, meaner, and you'll never see me coming next time. Or, you walk away and never look back. He didn't answer. He couldn't. Now crawl out of my shop. That night Elena called him. Where are you? I've been waiting. His voice came through, mangled. Hospital. Broken ribs. Shattered hand. Your husband. He's not who you thought. He's never been violent, she stammered. Believe what you want. But I was wrong to push him. He's not a man you threaten. She didn't reply. Days later, her bank accounts froze. Her cards declined. Her name disappeared from every title and deed. She was stranded outside the city one night when I pulled up in a van. Get in, I said. She didn't argue. We drove in silence until I spoke. You're filing for divorce. No alimony. No share of the shop. Everything I earn stays with me. You can keep your job, your reputation, whatever's left of it. But once it's done, you're leaving town. I won't stop the kids from seeing you. But I never want to see you again. She nodded, too shaken to argue. And if your things aren't out of the house by tomorrow morning, I added, they're going in the fire. 5 days later, the divorce papers were signed. No contest. No lawyers. Months passed. Do I have regrets? Maybe. Maybe I regret that the woman I gave everything to didn't understand what real loyalty was. That she mistook kindness for weakness. But I don't regret making sure her new man understood what real power feels like. Not from a courtroom, but from a man who never backed down. This isn't a story about revenge. It's a story about what happens when you mistake a builder for a doormat. And forget that sometimes, the quietest man in the room is the one who's willing to go the farthest.